Coach, all signs point to Travis Wilson probably playing, but will you prepare for both quarterbacks, and how do you go about doing that?
Just watching their film, and again, it starts with their run game, and then you have to prepare for all of it, of whether it's, weighing Travis Wilson's package is a little bit different than Kendall Thompson's. They're a lot more similar than they are different, but they are different. And so you have to be ready for all of it.
Does that take a lot of extra time to do that, as opposed to knowing if a guy?
Yes and no. I mean, there's enough similarities that it's, they whether it's out of the same action that they're trying to start it off with Booker, and they play action pass launch, or it's some sort of read element to it, or even a predetermined quarterback run. It usually starts from the same kind of base first play.
Mark, Utah had a lot of success in the Mountain West with Urban Meyer, and then Winningham, even winning a Fiesta Bowl and a Sugar Bowl, I think. It seems like it took them a couple of years to gain traction in the Pac-12. How have you seen them evolve now that most of their players were probably recruited to play in the Pac-12?
I think in a lot of ways they're the same, and I mean that as a compliment. I think they were so close, so many years of whatever the right phrase is, getting over the top or whatever it is, but they also had an undefeated season and played with a ton of confidence throughout that transition. And they've done a great job recruiting their kind of backyard, and then some junior college guys that they've always recruited, and they've been very effective with it.
Coach, you talked about kind of how everything keys off of Booker. What makes him such a special player?
I mean, he's fast, he's physical, he can block, he can catch. He's a great back. I mean, he doesn't, he's not one of those guys that you go, okay, he's not good at this, we can take advantage of. There's no phase that's a weakness, and so he's a guy. He never gets tackled by one guy ever. And he's one of those guys that if it's blocked for two, he gets 4 or 5 or 6. Just how his power and his ability to stay on the move but still have leverage and finish runs is really impressive.
Following up with Booker, seems like defenses know that he's going to get the ball a lot, but he's still really successful, still has a lot of production every day, other than the fact that he's just a good player. Why do you think that is?
I don't know if there's any other reason other than that. It's a pretty good reason if you're a really good player. I think he's a great player. I think, I don't know, I'm trying to think of somebody. Emmitt Smith got the ball a lot, and everybody knew he was going to get the ball, and he still ran for a bunch of yards. There's backs like that. There's a lot more predetermined runs that absolutely, you got a pretty good idea that he's going to get the ball, but, they're going to block it. And he just has a great knack for fitting a very small window. These guys run against a bunch of loaded fronts, and they're outnumbered in the box. But between their offensive front and then Booker, they move the ball.
Mark, how has Vernon looked this week in reps? Has he taken a good amount of reps during practice so far?
He has taken a good amount of reps in practice so far. He looks, very, very similar to last week. So how's that? And it's going to be similar to last week. It'll be right up until the end of the week before we make that call.
I had to ask. Aaron told me to ask that question. No,
he still looks nicer than you do today.
I know. He always does.
TV guy.
Is Utah the most physical team in the Pac-12? Would you say, because they always have that. They always seem to have that aura that they're a very physical football team.
They are extremely physical. I don't know. I'm not going to get in that game of, this week is the greatest opponent ever in the history of the world. I think they are very physical. And again, their base deal, they're going to beat you up in all 3 phases. They're going to, try that's absolutely their job one, is to try to out physical you in all 3 phases. And, you have to be ready for that and match that. And, get ready for a battle.